So you've been tasked to say now that you are the web developer and they want a beautiful timetable with colors so people can look at like this is the time for work, this is for lecture, this is for time for research. They want that timetable to be displayed into the timetable page for your office or maybe for your the company that you're working for, or maybe for the institution that you're teaching, or whatever place you work. So they want you to design something like that similar. So in this tutorial, we're going to design this timetable, this colorful timetable, and we're going to use rowspan and colspan. So those are the two key features that we're going to use to collapse our column, so to extend it for like 1, 2, 3, or maybe to put our row to go 1, 2, 3. So we're going to use something like that. We can use for 2, or we can use it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so something like that. So we're going to use our column span and our row span to design this beautiful timetable. Welcome to this tutorial. You can follow me with a notepad, or you can use a notepad plus, or you can use Visual Studio Code. In my side, I'm using Visual Studio Code that I'm going to use to design this timetable. So let's go. So in this tutorial, like I said, I'm using Visual Studio Code. So the first line I'm going to declare is the doc type HTML. And then the second line, I'll open my HTML tag and then I'll close my HTML tag. But why doc type? Sometimes I always ask myself like, why we have to declare all the time. So if you don't declare it, your web page is still going to work, but it's going to go to a default mode. So it's going to do that rendering mode. So you need it. And the second thing that you need it is for markup validator. So you need to declare your doc type always when you're writing your HTML code. Like in this, the first line, it's a doc type HTML and then close just as is. There's no close tag for doc type. There's only a close tag for HTML. That's on my first line. On my second line. So then I'll open another tag for my header. So whatever I want to have on my header, like example, the title of my web page. Then we have the header, so I have my title. I'll open the tag for my title and close the tag. And then I'll open another tag for the style, so the color that we're going to bring into the timetable. So when you look at, you can also use a Cassandra sheet style on the side. You can open it and declare all your the color that you want to use into your web page is going to work. So the difference is if you use a Cassandra sheet style on the other side, you open it, you have to declare it. So we're going to have another declaration here to pull those config from the file that we've been declared. So the web page when it starts. So if you start your web page, the first thing it's going to go into the tag, into those tags. If you did declare the color from those tags, it's going to use them. If you didn't declare anything within those tags, it's going to go now to the style. If there is nothing, that when it's go to the last option, which is going to be to the Cassandra sheet style that you open on the side. And then we go for our title. So I give my title. Then we go for our title. So we put our title, remember, so you open tag and close the tag for title. So we say my company timetable. So it can be whatever you want to have over here. Or I can say my color timetable, or whatever the title that's going to appear on the corner side. So when you open your HTML page, then we'll declare some of our styles, so whatever we want to have on the table. So as you can see, I want my table header and table data, the border style, and then I put the color that I want it to have. As you're going to see, I'm going to use some of the other feature within the tag itself. And then we go now for our body. So this is our body. So the first tag is going to, you open first the tag for the table, your tag table, and then remember I put it over here 1 pixel, so I'm using exactly the same thing, but it's going to use this instead of this. Then cell padding 1, Then alignment of the table, I want to be on the center. And the width, I declare 647. You can choose whatever you want to choose on your side. And I close, and then you need to close the table tag. So whatever is going to appear into the timetable is going to be between those two tags. So then we go for the first one. So as you see, so I have a first table row, and then I close it, and then I have the second one, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh. So if you follow me, you're using exactly the same thing, and then you're going to have the same result. Whatever, or maybe you can change with the data that you have. And then we open one. So as you can see, I want my BG color to be light blue, and then I want pink, I want light blue, I want red, I want light blue. And as you can see, the first one, there is nothing actually declared between my table data. And then we have the second one, I declare nothing. But on the third table data, I say morning, lunch, afternoon, evening. As we're going to see when we're going to run this code, you'll see there'll be nothing here, but we're going to have data between those other four table data. Then we go to the second table row. As you can see in the second table row, so whatever's going to be there, I want it to be a lineup in center. So everything that's going to be in the center. Then I use the BG color, I want it light blue. As you can see, everything is light blue. It's going to be on light blue. And then I want 9, so this. Then I break it a little bit because I want this to be on the bottom. AM. And then I close. Remember to close your table data. So as you know, we're going to use a colon span. As here you see, we're using a 3 colon span on the evening. And then we're using 3 as well on the morning colon span. So basically it's going to be 1, 2, 3. Break is going to go down. So if it's a row span, it's going to be 1, 2, 3 going forward. So for column is going down, and then for row is going on the right way. So and then we go for another one. That's our third table row. That's our third table row. Remember, we open the first, the second. This is our third table row. In our third table row, so we have the alignment for everything that's going to be in the center, but in the middle. And then we have our row span. We just see a column span here. We see now the row span. I want it to be 2, but in the column span here, I want it to be 3. So remember, row span is going this way, column span is going down. So this is going to be 2 row. They will be split, so there won't be any line between those 2 rows, and here there won't be any line between these 3 columns. So I'm using those 3 columns for development. So this word is going to find himself between the 3 columns, and this word work is going to find himself between the 2 rows. So I'm making 2 rows into 1. Here I'm making 3 columns into 1. So that's what it does. So row span is going to take 2 rows, make it 1. Column span is going to take 3 columns into 1. And then we're going for another one, the next one. So our next one, so there's not too much there because remember we're keeping on using row span and column, so to fit everything. You can also play it around. You can change those value to a different value, and then to see how your table is going to look like. But if you want your timetable to look exactly like mine, so you have to type exactly what I have typed. And then we go for the next one. So we're going to have row span, we have Wednesday, and then we have column span, and then we have another one. So you can use different data between. I'm using lecture, Wednesday, CS, so you can change for something else. And then we go for another one, and then we're going for another one. So as you can see, the color, as I'm declaring my BG color silver, so within that cell, the color is going to be silver. This color is going to be red. So I can change to a different color. You can also use a different color. Doesn't mean you have to have the same color as mine. You can change yours. But for this tutorial, if you want to have the same result as mine, you can type exactly the way I'm typing. And then after having your result, then you can change to have to a different timetable color. So after you finish, the first thing you have to do, you save your work, then you run your work. So we're going to run this. I'll press F5 because I'm using Visual Studio Code. Voila, that's our result. So I'll make it a bit bigger. As you can see, these are results. So let's go back to our code. We're going to try to change, let's go to one column span. Let's try to make this 5. So thus, you see the result. You see the change. Let me go back again. So remember, thus it's wait return morning. So if I go back to return morning, as you can see, it's been extended. So if I come back to the code and then run it, and I go back, look at it now. So if I come back to the code, I put it back where it was, then run it in 3. As you can see. So whatever the thing that you're going to do within, like let's go for rowspan. Let's change rowspan for which word? We'll choose one. Where's my rowspan? Okay, there we go. I have rowspan of 2, which return work. Let's check where work is. So we have work over here, and then we're going to change it. Let's say change it to 5. And then refresh the page and then check. Everything has been changed. So work is now bringing a new line, which it was not into our code in the beginning. So if we try to put it back the way it was 2, it's going to find himself between the other element that it was. So you see work, lecture. So whatever you want to have, whatever you want to design, you can change all those things. You have a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Basically Saturday and Sunday is not there. You can also add another line of Saturday. You can add another line of Sunday. The same with the Sunday meeting with the other clients or whatever you want to have into your timetable. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. Please like, subscribe, and share. See you next time.